Flotation. When a floating body, like wood, is placed in water, it sinks until the weight of the water displaced by it is equal to its own weight, and then it floats. This leads us to the principle of flotation. Surface tension. We have a coin and put some drops of water on it, and then we can see that the water forms a dome. This makes the water molecules stick together with a very strong bond. The surface of the water bulges upward with each drop of water until the molecules can no longer stick together. This is called surface tension. Water, oil and alcohol. Water and oil are both made up of molecules that are strongly attached to each other. Water molecules have a positive charge at one end and a negative charge at the other end. Since the opposite ends of the molecule have different charges, it is called a polar molecule. The molecules in the oil are more evenly spaced out and therefore do not have charges at the opposite ends of the molecule. These are called non-polar molecules. Since the water and oil molecules are different types, they do not mix. When the dishwashing liquid is added, it causes the bonds between the molecules to change and allows the liquids to mix. The same thing happens with alcohol. Communicating vessels. We can see that the water that goes in 3 or 2 communicating vessels assumes the same level due to the force of gravity. surface of a liquid, it will float if the weight of the object is less than the buoyant force, upthrust. When the volume of an object is greater than the volume of the fluid displaced, the object will be completely visible on the fluid surface. If the weight of the bodies is different, but they have the same volume, the heavier bodies float less and the lighter bodies float more. Refraction. We have a red bar and it passes through one substance to another of a different density. The light first travels through the air and then it passes through the water. Since the water is denser than the air, the light rays bend in the water. This makes the pencil seem to bend as well. The process of light bending is called refraction. Clouds in the jar. We have a jar and we put in this some hot water. To create the clouds in the jar, we quickly put on the opening of the jar plastic tape with ice cubes. The hot water creates hot air inside the jar. This hot air rises to the opening of the jar and meets the cold air that was just beneath the ice cubes. This creates an instant cloud of water drops. Now we spray hairspray into the jar and we close the lid quickly. A few minutes later, we open the jar again and we can see that the clouds are dispersing into the air. First, we rub a glass rod to charge it. Once it has become charged, we hold it close to a stream of running water and see that the direction of the water changes because the charge of the glass rod repels the water.